And it's hard to have integrity in the medical business if you're sitting there like a slob, not trying out any of the hormone therapy or the weight loss. You haven't experienced it yourself and you're trying to sell it to somebody else saying, oh yeah, you should definitely do this. Welcome to the Spinoso Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Spinoso, and my expertise is in scaling and growing all types of medical businesses to 7, 8, and 9 figures. And I'm not telling you you should do this. I'm just telling you how I did this. I want to help you build your business, take ownership of your life, and become a better leader at won't. We're just going to put a general thing in there. Fuck it. We're moving on. Don't cut it. You guys know the fucking drill. Message me, dralexspinoso.com. Message Amanda, AmandaMayBeautyBoss.com, and find us on Instagram and shit like that. Let's just get into it. I butchered that. That was terrible.
It was perfect.
I still haven't had the rest of my Monster, so let's do it.
It's like when I send you random text messages and you're like, wait a minute, that's not right. I'm like, pre-coffee, just delete everything I just said.
No. Yeah, dictation on text messages always does me dirty. I try and be inspirational, and then I read it, and it's like, oh my God, it looks like a third grader wrote this.
It's great. So today we're going to talk about encouraging fitness and health in the overall company. And I saw that you posted the other day that there's a pill that you can take that's an exercise pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps you run.
It's supposed to be coming out that has it doesn't help you run.
Okay.
That would be nice.
That would be great.
no, but it
takes the place of running.
It's the equivalent, I guess, of running a 10K. You know, was that a half marathon? No, it's not even a half
10K
marathon.
6.2 miles.
Okay, cool. You're way smarter than me. So listen to Amanda May. Yeah, it's a quarter marathon. But either way, yeah, you're supposed to take this pill, and it stimulates and causes the effects of running a 10K. That sounds
so how
awful.
much caffeine, I wonder, is in this thing?
It's got to be ridiculous amounts. So you're telling me I got to take this pill and just violently vomit and be sore? How does it simulate the running? It sounds awful.
Well, I just ran a 5K last weekend.
Did you?
I did a 5K.
That also
with the
sounds
baby.
awful.
I love it.
With the baby?
Well, yeah, I pushed her.
Okay.
I have a video of her little legs going, like she was trying to help me run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean did the 10K. He got second place.
Oh, shit.
And he didn't need the pill.
If you ain't first, you're last. Who did he lose to? He lost to
I don't know, but only
an
by
even taller,
30
skinnier
seconds.
black guy?
No. I think it was a short white guy, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Victory for us. We got little legs, but we're fast.
Yeah.
But he got second out of how many people? 2?
I don't, right? I don't know. There was a lot. There was a lot of people there.
Those weekend 5K, 10Ks, they're always packed.
I was thinking we should do a Genesis one.
No.
Yeah.
I'll go and cheer people on.
Oh, that would be nice.
But they always start really early, though. How early were you there?
7:30.
God, they're at like the start of the race?
Yeah. Well, the race starts at 8:30. But if you want to get your packet.
So that means you got to wake up at 5:30 and then you got to get out of the house and register before and that.
But I was thinking like visually, like the big G.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the G logo.
I'll just get people participation medals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
on a medal?
They can just take the pill.
You're talking about, let's take the pill and we'll sit around.
And give
everybody take the pill, sit around. You get a medal at the end of it if you survive.
Okay. That's the way to get around.
This is an experiment, a Genesis experiment here.
This is how we're promoting health and wellness at the clinic.
That sounds just terrible, but that's cool. So it's like a family running thing.
It was. It was great.
That
was
is
really great.
So white people.
Yeah, he's black.
I know, but you've started
Still
to convert
guy.
him to white people things to do on the weekends.
Yeah.
Did you go to the pumpkin patch as well and take photos?
We did.
Yes. See, I'm telling you. My wife, she's like, I don't know. Pumpkin patches are so stupid. I don't know. And then what was it like last week? She's like, oh, these pictures are really cute of some kids at the pumpkin patch. And then she's like, slowly, we should go and just take pictures and leave. Like, yeah, that's what most people do at a pumpkin patch. They pick out pumpkins. She's like, why can't you just go to Costco to pick out your pumpkins? That's stupid.
Yeah, we didn't even pick out any pumpkins, but we just did pictures.
Just went and took pictures?
Just took pictures.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So today's topic is one that affects not just the productivity of the team, but also their overall well-being. And, this is an important topic because it's how do you encourage physical fitness and health to your employees without it being overbearing or, forcing people to exercise or eat well, because, that doesn't really go over well. So, really discussing how we balance this and communicate it and what kind of programs we have in place to help people have the physical fitness and the health and wellness, considering that that's what our business.
We have that?
We do have that?
Oh, we do. Do we have that?
Well, I don't know. We're going to talk about maybe things that people can do, things that have worked or.
No, I think when it comes down to the fact that we are in the healthcare field, and we always talk about, Brent and I always talk about living our core values and being the example and setting the example. We consistently talk about over and over and over, you have to at least try or do or be what your clients want to try or do or be. So there's that old cliche phrase, never trust a fat trainer. It's exactly the same in our group. And you guys should be, and we tell our staff, you guys need to be the example. You guys need to be physically fit. You guys need to have your hormones balanced. If you want to try any of the machines that we have and you medically qualify, you should be on the machines. You should be trying it. And that's why we essentially do everything at cost for our staff, so that they could try it, they could experience it. They're not paying our prices for anything. And then they can also tell others about it, because referrals, that's going to be the biggest thing. And when somebody comes in and says, hey, have you done it? And they say, no, well, it's not a very good way to sell your products.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in clinic and hormone replacement therapy was something super easy for me to talk about, because I felt like a totally new woman after I started on testosterone. And it was like, it was a crazy difference. I mean, just my T was so low. And so even just getting to an optimal level, and it's not pushing crazy numbers, but it's really just optimizing my health. My actual fitness journey started to look different too, because I had more energy to go to the gym and I was losing more body fat and building muscle faster. So, it's like one thing leads to another. But so that is definitely something that we have that's helpful in building the culture of the fitness and health and wellness.
Absolutely. No, I was talking about whether we're building gyms inside the thing and forcing it. But one of my colleagues has a gym in the back of his med spa, and he has his teams go work out and stuff like that in the back of the med spa, which sounds cool, but it's really not. Nobody wants to come to work and work out and be forced to work out in the back of your office at the end of the day. So unless that's your culture and how you want to do it, cool. But most people don't want to do that. They just don't. But exactly what you're saying, if you're optimizing people's hormones, if you're optimizing your staff's hormones, if you're helping them lose weight with our weight loss medications, if you're doing and rewarding things like Cool Sculpting or M-Sculpt Neo for sales rewards and things like that, they're going to use it and they're going to start to live like that. They're going to prioritize health. And all of our really clinic directors, managers, they all are fit. They all live that lifestyle, and they all love it. It's just part of what we do.
Yeah, it really is building the culture. And how do you think that impacts the employee overall, not just at work, but in their life as well?
Well, it makes you a lot more efficient. It gives you a better mind, clearer mind. And in the end, you have a lot less sick days. So if you're a business owner and you're worried about your people always being out or always being sick or making up some sort of bullshit because they've got kids or whatever, little Johnny brought something home. If you're consistently focusing on their health and their wellness, and they're consistently focusing on it as well, they're going to be the healthiest staff that you could possibly have. And that doesn't mean they won't have sick days. They'll have some sick days and days out and shit like that. But at the same time, overall, their well-being will be a whole hell of a lot higher than what it was before. A great example is my sister. She works, in our Dallas Genesis locations, and growing up and even through her last job, she was sick all the time. It's just how her immune system just sucks. It sucks. And she started to really prioritize her health, her fitness, her dieting, everything in the gym, and she looks phenomenal now. She still gets sick, but she gets sick maybe a quarter of the time she used to get sick in.
Wow.
So her, balancing her vitamins, balancing her hormones has immensely helped her immune system. And again, she's out a lot. She's out very little from her job. Even if she's got a little bit of sniffles, it doesn't tear her up like it used to be.
She's a great representation, I think, of the health and wellness side in the clinic. I mean, I've seen videos from when you guys first started and her sales trainings that she was doing those videos, and her aesthetic has completely changed over the last few years. And I think because of that, I mean, she exudes this confidence that she dresses fantastic. She's just got this like energy about her that when people walk in, they go, "Oh, I want that." Like, what are you doing? Because that's what I want to walk out feeling like.
Yeah, it's the phrase "look good, feel good, play good." We used to have that in college on D1 ball, and you see now the professional athletes or the college guys coming up with full on suits, looking fly for their game. Fly is definitely dating me on that one.
I was totally with you, so that's dating us
we're
both.
good.
I'm
we're
over
dating,
here
we're
like,
both
yes.
two old fucks being like,
Fly.
"You're super cool." But look good, feel good, play good. And it starts with leadership. Like if our leaders are like Gianna, like you, always dress well, always on point with their hair and their makeup, two of our company core values are integrity and growth. And it's hard to have integrity in the medical business if you're sitting there like a slob, not trying out any of the hormone therapy or the weight loss, or you haven't experienced it yourself and you're trying to sell it to somebody else saying, "Oh yeah, you should definitely do this." It's like the primary care doctor that people are used to going to, who's 350 fucking pounds, sweating, talking to you and saying you should take your blood pressure and diabetes medication more. Mm-hmm. Okay, bro, you should probably stop eating fucking cheeseburgers as well.
Yeah.
So it's a rules for thee or not and not for me doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're trying to sell a product. It doesn't work when you're trying to be a manager. It doesn't work when you're trying to be a leader of a company. So that taking care of yourself, that's personal development. That's part of growth. That's part of our core values, and part of your core values should be something related to that. And it doesn't mean your core value needs to be, I should have a fucking six-pack all the time, like some of those clowns out there that we see on their sales thing, talking about, "Oh, my entire sales team, we have a six-pack, and if you don't have a six-pack, then you leave our sales team." Like, fuck that shit. You're a bunch of idiots. All those guys fucking saying crap like that, that's bullshit. But what it means, growth and, personal growth means personal excellence, trying to improve every single day. And that includes your health. That includes your wellness. And making physical fitness is a part of, team building as well. So we've had teams where they go out to their quarterly get-together is going to a yoga studio, or they went cycling once,
we did
right?
Spenga.
Did you do that? You did
I
that?
went with them. Yeah.
How was that?
I went with the Texas
That sounds
team.
horrible.
We loved it. It was it was so great. I mean, I like to work out, so it was great. But I think, even a lot of our team members, maybe that aren't on the daily fitness routine, they seem to really enjoy it. And, there was a little bit of competitiveness on the cycling or the weights. And, we're kind of all laughing while it was fun. But it was definitely something that instead of sitting and eating or drinking or, doing something that doesn't feel as active or interactive, it was really nice to actually experience that. So it was Spenga. So it was spin, strength, yoga. So it was 20 minutes of each.
Oh, I thought it was going to be spinning Jenga.
Yeah. Yeah. Just play games after.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool. And I did it when I was pregnant. So I didn't get to push super hard. I was like, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was great. And I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, I said we needed to have a Genesis 5K. So,
right. Well, teams that sweat together, they're bonded for life. You still, if you're an athlete, athletes usually always remember their teammates, or, those are the bonds that you create for life. Sometimes you have your high school friends that you've met, but those athletes, if you're on a team, you grew up in that, you sweated in that, you threw up on the same field. Like going through that exercise or that workout and surviving together really builds super strong teams. So there is a lot of good data that shows strong team building, going to doing spin classes together or having some sort of step contest, and step as in like walking, not step as in like, which would be actually
That's called stomp, right?
No, Stomp is actually the movie. It's called Stomp the Yard. But that's called stepping. It's a form of dance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was called stomp
No,
as well.
no, you're so white. It's okay.
I am. I cannot carry a tune.
You can't. Neither can I.
I can't
sing.
clap on
I
the
can
beat.
dance. I can dance, but I cannot sing. No, don't ask me to sing. I am one of those America's Got Talent, or what's the other one? American Idol, where you go on and definitely, I am the highlight. That's like the worst singer on earth. Yeah, that would be me for sure.
So here's what we're not going to do for team building is go to like line
Karaoke?
dancing or karaoke.
I can line dance.
Okay, you can do that.
But not karaoke. Yeah, karaoke. I sing one song. It is Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Okay.
And I don't even need to look at the teleprompter, and that's about it.
That would be fun to see,
A lot of gyration.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to have good pipes to sing that. It's not like singing Whitney Houston or anything. Mariah Carey.
That's true.
Yep.
Just got to go with it. Well,
I digress. Going back.
Well, there are companies like Google and Apple, and they've integrated wellness programs in their culture. And how do you, I think with that, it's like they've gotten the buy-in of the health and wellness because they've integrated those types of programs in their companies. But how do you do it without making somebody feel forced?
Well, I think Google and Apple are such big companies that they just have those things. So you can't tell me that Google and Apple have those programs and every single person is fucking doing it. No. Have you seen some of those Google and Apple employees? There's no way. There's no way. Go to the Genius Bar next time and tell me that those fuckers are exercising together. Absolutely not. But I think it's just something that you can offer for your staff because, again, there have been studies that show, if you have exercise programs, if you have staff that takes care of their health, it lowers the amount of sick days. And people always go back to that. And these companies, they didn't foster that culture. I doubt they fostered that culture just because they wanted people to exercise and live a fit life. They did it because they wanted to lower the amount of sick days that people have and not showing up to work that people have, period. So I think it's different in our company because it is a healthcare industry where that's how you have to live. That's how you should be living. Because if you're not living that way, or at least trying to live that way, then nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to go to you and say, hey, how can you fix my hormones? And you've never done it or treated anybody. Nobody's going to trust you if you say, hey, how do I lose weight? And you've always been a skinny rail and you've never exercised and had to figure out your diet or anything like that. Nobody's going to go to you if you need Botox and fillers and you're 18 years old and you have got perfect skin and no loss of fat in your face and you've never gotten Botox or fillers or know what it's about. It doesn't make sense for a client to do that. So trying to do something or trying to get your employees buy-in without making it feel forced it all has to do with your core values. Is physical fitness or is improving yourself part of your core values? Growth is one of our core values, which is both personally and professionally. And I don't mean growth in that you eat more so you get fat and grow that way. But no, personal growth, personal excellence, that rolls up into your health and wellness and taking care of yourself. And I tell business partners as much as I can because I'm the same way. And just like them, they run themselves into the ground and then they're sick or they have like stress issues. And I'm the one to talk because I'm fucking the same and put myself in the hospital multiple times on it. But I tell them, look, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't, exercise or take some time to yourself, then you're going to get in some serious fucking trouble. And one of our partners and clinic directors, they had to take 2 weeks off most recently, because their stress was just driving them insane. They were sick, they were run down, they hated what they were doing, and took 2 weeks off, and absolutely new person when they came back. And
Yeah.
sometimes people forget that you need to take some time to yourself. Now, 2 weeks is like a long ass time, and some of you may not have that, but this person's been working for 4 years straight without a real vacation or time to themselves. So it wasn't like, they're not working every single day on the business, but they had to take that 2 weeks off because it builds up. But a day here, a day there to yourself, an hour here, an hour there to yourself daily, that's going to be what you need to keep your head in the game, mental clarity, and taking care of yourself.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because it's the balance. And this is something that you're speaking of, is like, you've put yourself in the hospital, the rest and recovery part of fitness and health, and how important that is. Because we could talk about fitness, we can talk about eating healthy, but there's also the rest and recovery. And so what would you suggest if somebody does have that push, that drive where they just go, go, go? Like, what are some things that have helped you slow down and take those times so that you can rest and recover and come back even stronger after?
I think non-negotiable is sleep. People are like, I could sleep 4 hours a night or 6 hours a night. No, the data shows that if you get 7 hours or less, you already start to have, mental issues, and not mental issues when it comes to psychotic breakdowns, but you don't think as clear, you don't think as critically. They have issues on test taking. Essentially what they did was they gave people 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, and 9 hours of sleep. And 6 hours and 7 hours were way cognitively different and reduced than 8 hours and 9 hours. And 8 and 9 were about the same. So it was like 8 hours is kind of the golden number that most humans can take or should be sleeping. And so I focus on trying to get 8 hours of sleep every single night. I force myself to get that 100%. And I love to sleep, so I could sleep 12 hours if I wanted to. At 8 hours, I'm like, fine, I'll get out of bed. But that's a super important part, is making sure that you're resting that 8 hours. Otherwise, outside of that, I push until the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed, working in between. I see the babies here, I work at home, but I am working from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, just consistently working on different things. But that rest is really important. When I was in residency, when I would have a first year, second year resident, when I was about to graduate as a third year resident, I would force them, just like I would force myself, to go outside of the hospital for 15 minutes. It was a requirement if you worked with me on the wards, where you had to go outside for 15 minutes and just take time for yourself. And you could do whatever you want. Read, breathing exercises. Back then, playing on your phone wasn't as much of a thing. But you could do whatever you want. But you had to go outside for 15 minutes. And it usually calmed a lot of people down. I know it calmed me down because you go outside, you breathe. We were in beautiful Palm Springs, so it was like sunny and nice 360 days a year. So it's not like I was sending them outside in northern Michigan in the middle of 2-degree weather. No, it was nice and it's sunny, but they had time to take for themselves for 15 minutes. Even if the wards were crazy, I would be like, don't worry, I'll cover you for your 15 minutes. Just go outside and relax. And a lot of that translates into work as well nowadays, where sometimes you just got to tell people, hey, go take a lunch, go take a break, I'll see you in 15 minutes. You need to calm the fuck down right now, sort of thing. And it helps a lot of, it helps almost everybody mentally when they just take time for themselves.
Yeah, that reminds me of, I listened to this teacher online, Abraham Hicks, and she talks about the momentum that happens in life. And as soon as we wake up, the momentum starts. And so sometimes she says it's important just to take a nap in the afternoon, even if it's take a nap or take a break. What happens is you're stopping that momentum of whatever is going on. And it's kind of like hitting a reset button. So I can see why that's super valuable. And I also could sleep a lot. So naps, sleeping all night, like no problem for me at all. So that is important. But the other thing it kind of makes me think about is you've invested in a home gym, and what do you feel like is the value of somebody putting investment on a home gym or some sort of home modality that they can utilize like easily versus making it difficult, like having to leave and go to the gym, especially if you're short on time?
Yeah.
Like, talk about that a little bit.
No,
how much that's changed your life.
It was a huge bonus for us. And before I had a home gym, like we couldn't afford much. So we bought like leftover gym equipment from Facebook and not Craigslist because we weren't afraid of getting killed. But no, Facebook, people are always posting nice fitness equipment on there because they get it as a gift or they buy it and they're like, I'm going to use this. And then they never use it. It just sits in their house. Great. That's good for you and for me and whoever buys that stuff, because you can buy dumbbells and barbells and all sorts of gym equipment for cheap, $20, $50 for a full gym setup. And so when we were in our old condo living in Las Vegas and we didn't have much, we filled our entire first floor with like workout equipment because we didn't want to pay to go to the gym because we couldn't afford anything. So we didn't want our monthly membership going to the gym. So we paid $20, $50, $100 here and there to get this weight or get that weight, and then slowly built it up. But having that gym at home was always useful because you can never have an excuse. There was never an excuse of not working out. It was at that point, well, you're just fucking lazy now because you can walk over there to the living room and you can do, air squats and you can curl the 20s and you can do push-ups and sit-ups and all that stuff as well. And, burn some fat and sweat for 15, 30 minutes and you're good to go. That's cool. Even that little bit is going to help you live a better lifestyle. And again, we didn't have any fucking money. We had nothing. And we started with a few pieces of equipment, and now it's grown to the rack that we have because we could afford it. But it changes your life being able to do that. And I think I've said in an earlier podcast where I went on vacation for 11 days and I got more work done and I worked out twice a day while I was on vacation. And I was thinking, well, why? How the fuck did I work out? Like, I got the same amount of meetings, same amount of things, but I was able to work out twice a day here instead of normally where I kind of get a workout in maybe 3 times a week. What the fuck? And it was because of my surroundings, because I could go from my hotel room, I could go down and eat breakfast right away. I could go to the gym, go back up to the room and take a shower, and go back down and start working. It was all within a 3-minute walk everywhere. The gym, breakfast, being able to work, etc. And so when I thought about that and I came home and I was like, well, fuck, I should probably just create a gym at home because that will save me 45 minutes a day driving to and from the gym, another 30 minutes packing up for the gym, figuring that out, another 30 minutes not getting sweat all over my damn car or, showering at the gym. I got to remember a towel because they give you tiny baby towels at the gym and shit like that. So all those things just added to the decisions I had to make every single day. And now I have to make less decisions because I have the gym at home. Eat breakfast, I can work out, shower, and I'm working. Or what I like to do is I like to wake up and work right away. So I wake up, work right away, and then the afternoon rolls around and I start to slow down on work. I could do a quick workout and then get back to work.
That is my schedule exactly. That's what I like.
You're an afternoon worker? Afternoon gym person?
I used to be the other way, but my mind is so fresh in the morning. I feel like I get really, really quality work done from the time I wake up for that first 2-hour period, not get on my phone, just get all the downloads out. And it's that's my most creative time. That's my most productive time. And it sometimes feels like I get done in 2 hours, what other times, if I schedule my day differently, will take me 4. Yeah. So it's it's so much more effective.
Do you have a morning routine?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
My whole day is pretty routine.
Really?
Especially now with the baby.
What's your morning routine?
So waking up first thing and I'll go like, don't check my phone, none of that. And then my first thing I think about is 3 things I'm grateful for.
Okay.
Because especially if I've had any lack of sleep, that mindset thing you're talking about, I get that.
Yeah.
Because after having the baby, I think I've had more crabby mornings than I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of lack of sleep.
Yeah.
And I usually wake up very happy. So making sure that happy state is there. But then going in the bathroom and just kind of like either putting a little bit of makeup on or, brushing my hair, something that makes me feel good. Personally, I get my coffee because I love my coffee, and I'll sit down in front of the computer and kind of journal or write down or like whatever the first thing is. I really like to move based off intuition. And so it's like, what do I feel like today is on my heart? I wake up with a lot processing. I feel like when I'm sleeping, a lot of things I'm thinking about, like I get the answers when I wake up. So getting it down on paper, either journaling or I have a productivity planner. So I'll go in and like write down, okay, all the things I didn't get done that are still in my mind that are kind of weighing on me, making sure I schedule those out for the week. I don't usually check my emails until a couple hours after I wake up, just because I don't want somebody else dictating what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
I want to decide, what am I thinking about? What am I doing? What's my day going to look like? And I'll also plan out based off meetings or things that I know I want to get done. Where am I going to work out in the afternoon? So is it going to be a 2 to 3 time slot, 2:30 to 3:30? And I put that on my schedule. So I know first thing in the morning, what time am I stopping so that I can get in that hour? And I really just do an hour training session. Because I figure like I can usually get in a good 30, 40-minute ride and a 20-minute lift, and I feel really good. Okay. So, I don't feel like you have to work out for long periods of time as long as you're consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so before and after meetings, sometimes I show up sweaty or my hair's messy or I just kind of fluff it and get on a Zoom. But I like Zoom because I can put a filter on it. It looks like I have makeup on. You have no idea that I just got off the bike.
Right. That's perfect.
But making the time efficient in that way. But yeah, and then I feel like when I'm getting the baby breakfast and stuff, I'll turn on something positive like Abraham Hicks or Joe Dispenza or Wayne Dyer, just something spiritually that kind of fills up the space. And it seems to make the time blocking. I'm very adamant about my time blocking throughout the day to make sure I get everything done. Like one of the things that we're working on with Genesis is the rebrand package.
Yeah.
What happens, so I don't go, okay, I'm just going to sit down and do this until it's done. No, that's a project that's going to take probably a week or 2 to really do all the research and get all the links and, really put it together the way that I want. And I know that when I'm working on a project that I need to have enough space to allow for new ideas and new thoughts to come in. So if I feel like I just got to push and get something done, sometimes I don't allow for that like flow of creativity. So I'll do like a 2-hour time block and work on it for 2 hours. And then if I'm not done, I'll do another 2-hour time block the next day or whenever I fit the next time in. And then sometimes I'll give myself a day or 2 and I won't work on it at all. And I'll schedule another block like a few days later because it's in that between time that I get the most downloads. Like, ooh, I should change this a little bit. Or this is something else I've saw that I want to add to it. So yeah, that's my schedule.
Yeah.
And that's how I fit in fitness and, my health. I also am pretty adamant on my regimen with my food. So I'll meal prep usually because I don't want to think about I have so much I'm thinking about in a day. The more I have to think about food, the more I feel like, I just want to be able to grab what I need and know that it's healthy. And so I've started meal prepping years ago. And so a couple times a week, I'll get in and make all my meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and have everything in the fridge all ready. So all I have to do is go grab something out, heat it up, and It's just something else I don't have to think about. But I also know I'm making smart food choices because I've thought about that in advance.
Yeah.
So as far as keeping my health and wellness and balancing that with work and a baby,
Yep.
that's how I do it. Did I answer your question? That
Yeah.
was more than just my morning
Well, that is totally
schedule.
opposite of a man. Let me tell you what I do. I get up and I reach for my phone and I immediately do all my emails because I'm in crisis mode right away, working. Then I get up and I cook myself some breakfast and I slam a Monster and I walk straight into my office, not thinking about fucking anything but work, and I start working. Yep, that's my morning routine. It's probably not the best for sure. It's definitely not the best for your mental state. I don't recommend it. But that's my quote unquote specialized morning routine.
What was it working for
I usually
you?
eat what's in the freezer or in the fridge at the time, whether that's baby food or toddler food or adult food. I don't really care. It's sustenance, keeps me alive. And I figure out when I can work out, and it's usually doing like a phone call at the same time or something like that. Yeah, that's my day. Yeah, pretty much.
Your day just kind of comes at you.
It just kind of comes at me. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I have my set meetings that I have to have, and obviously those are set a few days or a few weeks in advance. But other than that, it's just like, okay, well, let's see what fires we got to put out today and make sure I don't die. Those are my 2 goals of the day, essentially,
great.
every day when I wake up.
You're doing good. There haven't been any major fires,
I'm
and you're
surviving.
alive.
Yeah, I'm surviving. So I've gotten this far. But yeah, no, that's my day. And I think like that works awesome for you. And this is what works for me. And everybody can have their own fucking morning routine or their setup. And you guys, you should just do what works for you. You don't have to copy Amanda. You don't have to copy me. Do what works for you, whether it's a mix of both, whether it's 100%, what Amanda does or 100% what I do. Alex Hormozy tells a great story where he was talking to an entrepreneur and he was talking about how his morning routine is, I try and get my 15 minutes in of Bible study and then 15 minutes in of reflection. And then I drink my water with lemon, 32 ounces. And then I do this and do that. And by the time I'm done, like it's difficult to get the work done. And he's like, well, how long does that take you? And he's like, well, about an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning. He's like, well, why don't you just not fucking do that and just start working?
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, like that's so crazy. Like I can't and it's again, the dude was wasting 10 hours of every week, 40 hours a month, a whole week of a month he was wasting on this stupid fucking morning routine. So don't do shit because everybody else does it. Do shit because it works for you and it's going to help you be more efficient, not because it makes everybody else more efficient.
Yeah, and I think being flexible and being willing to change what it looks like depending on the phase in your life as well. You're running many multi-level businesses and you've got this huge responsibility with your team and the growth of the company. Yeah, your schedule's going to look a little bit different than me having a 10-month-old that, I have to think about getting her breakfast in the morning or, it's going to look different. And so, before I had her, my schedule did look different. I could get up and work out right away and kind of process my thoughts on my workout, where that's not the case now. So yeah, I just think you got to be able to flow with it in life and making fitness and health a priority. And then of course that coming through to the culture of your company, as we're talking about today. And, what other things can somebody, if we've got listeners and they're wanting to implement something for their staff to help with the fitness and health aspect, what other things do you think you could give them, some ideas that maybe they could use?
Well, you can do a lot of like tangible incentives, giving them credits to go to the gym. Like, hey, we'll pay for half of your gym membership, or we'll reimburse you for your gym membership or your fitness program if you want to go somewhere. Wellness bonuses for people who meet certain like health goals. Those can always help as well. A lot of times people will create like flexible work schedules so that people can focus on fitness. But again, it has to be what works in your business. Our culture is one of health and beauty and wellness. So essentially, you should be living that. You're kind of forced to live it. It's just how we are. If you're going to sell health and beauty and fitness, you cannot show up looking like a dumpster fire, fat as hell. You just can't. That's the way our system is. But if you're in other businesses, you can do things like this. The other option is, have healthy food options or snacks or things like that in your company, in your like group refrigerator. One of my colleagues or one of my friends, he owns First Form, Andy, and he's got a great, obviously it's a large, supplement company. So it's health and wellness as well, but he's got a massive gym in his headquarters for people to use all day long. He has vending machines that have, pre-prepped meals, like meal prep you're talking about, that are all healthy. He's got healthy snacks for people. He's got healthy drinks for people. And so he does that really well, promoting health and fitness and wellness in his staff, because even though he's a health and fitness and wellness company, he doesn't have to promote it. He could just let people eat whatever the fuck they want, and there's no gym at the office, and you guys do that on your own time sort of things. But he's worked it out to where, hey, you guys have a free gym here. Working as you work here, you can go work out whenever you want, as long as you get your shit done. You have food here that you can buy that is at a discount. That's healthy food. You have drinks here that you can buy that is at a discount. That's healthy drinks, etc. So he's stocking his kitchens and his company with nutritious snacks and with catered meals and with a gym, all focused around health and wellness and fitness like that. And companies like Nike and Zappos, they have gym memberships, they have wellness perks. And so those are sort of things that we're going to be looking into as we've gotten bigger and bigger. Because a lot of times small companies can do that because you have maybe 3 to 5 people. But when you get in that medium no man's land where you're between what I would say maybe 50 to a few hundred staff members, it's hard because that's a lot of money. Everybody's usually in different places, or at least ours is. That's a lot of different states. That's a lot of different cities. It's all over the place, and it's hard to get a system set up for everyone. Not every city has the same gym, so you can't go to a gym and partner with one gym and across the country it works out for everybody. So we've had to figure that out, and now that we're in the hundreds and hundreds of I think we probably have hit at least 500 employees at this point. We're at the next level where it's like, okay, is there something we can do? Because now we have the cash flow to be able to do these reimbursement programs or these food. One of the things Brent and I have been toying around for a while is partnering with a food company and having food refrigerators in every single Genesis, and not just for staff, for clients as well. So clients can buy, if you're coming in and you're trying to do weight loss and we're telling you what to eat and teaching you and coaching you and educating you, but you still don't know how to cook or where to get that food. It's like, okay, well, what makes it easier where you don't have to think about it and you're making healthy food choices? There's the refrigerator. It has breakfast choices, lunch choices, dinner choices. They're $6 a piece. Just grab what you need to and we'll charge you for it.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the things I was going to add too. I have a personal trainer here in Dallas that I met with. And she was actually my first personal trainer in Ohio. And just so happens we both live in the same city now in Dallas. And so we met up, and I think that's another incentive too. Like if you have a health and wellness clinic, partnering with either a personal trainer that can help your staff if they want to have a personal trainer, because I think as having a personal trainer, even if it's not long-term, like it's not a forever thing, they teach you a lot about how to utilize weights and exercise in a way that works for your own body, And if somebody doesn't know where to start, that's a great place to start. So having clinics that partner with like a local trainer and a local food company, a food prep company, because then it's like your staff can tap into that too. And then you're also giving out like a vendor list to your clients and saying like, hey, if you're looking to start some sort of workout routine, this is a great place to go. And maybe this gym is a preferred vendor, and this trainer for females and this trainer for males. And it's like you have this little vendor list that people can tap into, but also it encourages then your staff to tap into it as well, because it makes it easy for them to get started doing something that works.
Yeah, 100%. And again, you're promoting health, not directly forcing them to do anything, but indirectly. Hey, we have these opportunities, we have these things set up for you, and you can, take that on. You can choose to use it or not, but it starts to happen more organically, and it goes again back to leading by example. If you're going to tell somebody to do something or offer something, you have to be doing it yourself, or should be doing it yourself, or have experienced it, or can share your story of doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to give them proper food, if you're going to give them gym memberships, if you're going to do that, then they should be seeing you in the gym too. They should be seeing you eating that food as well. Mm-hmm. So you need to set the example. You got to treat yourself better so that other people treat themselves better.
Yeah. And education is so key. I know being in a relationship with somebody who's very focused on his physical fitness and health and wellness, that man does not eat any sugar. None, zero, no refined sugars. He'll eat berries and things, which don't count.
Yeah.
But I remember I thought I was super healthy. I was like, oh, I eat healthy. I work out. I've got all the things in place. And I remember going grocery shopping one time and taking groceries to his house. And he's like, did you check the ingredients? And I was like, no, it's peanut butter.
Yeah, I saw the picture on the front. I mean,
it says peanut butter. I don't know. It's peanuts, And, sugar was the second ingredient. And I'm like, I've never actually looked, so he wouldn't eat it. Yeah. And I was like, well, it's all for me.
Yeah. Hell yeah, more peanut butter for me.
But
people who don't know, sugar being the second ingredient means it has it's the second most, was a concentrated ingredient in there, because it goes by concentration. So first ingredient has the most of that ingredient, second most of that, third most of that, etc. So when you read labels, that's how it is for those people who don't know how to read labels. My wife taught me that.
Yeah, so it's so interesting, because I didn't know. I thought I was making healthy choices or getting pre-marinated meats at Whole Foods. I think I'm at Whole Foods. It's healthy. It's pre-marinated.
Those aren't good.
No.
Oh, fuck. You're about to drop a bomb on me. Shit.
Tons and tons.
It makes it easier.
Tons of sugar in it.
Fuck, really?
They put, brown sugars in like everything. They just sweeten everything. I bought salmon. It was, this beautiful salmon fillet that was, it was in a package.
Yeah.
So it wasn't from the actual butcher area.
Yeah.
But it was from Whole Foods, and it was fresh caught salmon. And I was like super stoked to eat it. I mean, he burst my bubble a lot at the beginning, because I was like, this is so good. I'm going to make a glass of wine. It's going to be great, you know? But yeah, like one of the last ingredients was still cane sugar. So it put, 4 or 6 grams of sugar in each serving. So it was like, what? Why are they putting sugar in that? But it's in ketchup. It's in everything. So that was one of the big eye openers for me when he educated me about looking at ingredients. Like, I don't get anything for the first time if I haven't read the ingredients, because there's always some things in there that I go, okay, I don't really want to have that. So even if you think you're healthy, double check your ingredients. Yeah. Pretty wild to think about, but
blew my mind.
Yeah.
No more pre-marinated crap. Damn it.
No. Well, depends on how strict you are on the sugar thing. But anyway, a lot of people want to be healthier, but just don't really always know where to start. And when it comes to educating employees and living the example, it's like, how can we as leaders in this educate without overwhelming? I think that was a big thing that I learned in the clinic when I was with clients, is they would come in, they're getting weight loss injections, and they were like, I don't, they didn't necessarily know how to cook, like what you were saying, or didn't know how to eat healthy, or didn't know what to do at the gym. And it's like, how do you educate without it being overwhelming? And it was like, how much do I tell somebody at each of their appointments? Okay, so just get out and walk 30 minutes a day. That's all I want you to focus on for a week, until the next weigh in. Just do that one thing, or just do this one thing. Like, how do you think we can do it without overwhelming people, our clients and also our team members?
Well, I think when you speak to your clients and your team members, it's the same way as if you were going to do it yourself. You don't go into the gym and all of a sudden deadlift 500 pounds versus never working. If you've never worked out before, you have to build yourself up and, callus your hands and work out and build your muscles and tear them down and build them up. And over time, if you went from, giving birth and then the next day tried to run a 10K or a 5K you ran, it probably wouldn't go too well, right? So you have to obviously build it up slowly but surely. And I think at the same time, that's what you should do to your staff. You encourage them. You don't force them to do it. Some people may just not want to fucking work out or may not want to exercise. That's fine. And you're going to have those types of people. Even in a health and wellness company, we have people who don't work out or don't, take care of themselves health and fitness wise. Now, they look good when they come into the clinic. They're always dressed well and makeup's done and stuff like that. But they just don't like going to the gym. They don't like exercising. And you're going to have people like that. Even in a health company, you're going to have people like that. So it's not a big deal to have those types of people. But encouraging it as much as possible, making it lighthearted. But look, you always got to have respect for your staff. Like again, we've talked about it. If you don't have a six-pack here, you're fucking fired. Good luck building a giant team. Because you're going to have all different types of people. And let me tell you, most people fucking hate working out. They just don't. They just do. I fucking hate working out. It sucks. I fucking hate it. But you do it to try and be as healthy as you possibly can. It's awful because I'm eating salmon with fucking 5 grams of sugar per serving in it, thinking that I'm eating healthy shit. But you don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to run a fucking Ironman. You don't have to run a 100-mile ultra marathon through the dark like some of these people do. You don't have to do that. Just if you as a leader found out somebody did a 5K, you say, hey, fucking great job. Congratulations. Because I think that's awful. But you did it, which obviously requires a hell of a lot of willpower, a hell of a lot of, strength, hell of a lot of dedication to get up at 5:30 in the morning to get there. And that's awesome. Good freaking job. Hell yeah. Good for you. And way to show it to the rest of the staff of what we should be living as. Even me, myself, that's something that I should be doing better. And so you don't have to overthink and force people to do things. You shouldn't be overthinking and forcing people to do things. That just makes you a fucking terrible boss. It really does.
Yeah, you have to respect their personal choice.
Yeah, 100%. So you make it part of the culture. You make it like part of what we're doing. And growth is our core value that we really talk about, that where it's not only professional growth and growth in your income, but personal growth as well. Personal growth could be, mental health growth, growth in your physical fitness, growth in taking care of yourself, growth in just being a good contributing adult to society and not a piece of shit. Like we've seen all over the damn place now, more and more and more. People who just want things as a handout and crap like that. So growth is a huge part, and we've made it part of our initiatives, and you want to show that you care about their well-being. You care about you care about them improving themselves, and you giving them tools to succeed and supporting them in that. And when you do that, they're more likely to actually prioritize their health and wellness. When you show them that it's important and you live it, and they start to catch it. Habits are caught, not taught. You see, I've got kids and they watch everything that you do. And now they're at the age where they're little parrots. So you say anything, they will parrot it back. They'll do it in funny ass Mexican accents, my kids, but they'll parrot it back. So you want to make sure that you're doing the same for your staff, where you're doing things that they're going to be little parrots and following exactly what you do and how you do it.
Yeah, it's so valuable, so good. And you've shared some really great insights on how to handle a health first culture. I think, and without being overbearing about it. And I think to kind of reiterate on something that to me seems the most simplest way to do this. The most simplest way. I'm not sure if that's exactly how I want to say that, but you get what I'm saying?
That's okay. We're exercise people, not physicists.
Yes. Language was not my forte in school. But is the fact that you're giving them the opportunity to actually utilize what the business offers, which is at cost, the health and wellness elements that we have, or beauty elements. Cause I think about, made me think about the women that have like super overfilled lips or,
Right.
whatever, there's a lot of work done. Usually they're surrounded by other people who have a lot of work done, or they're in the industry and they're around it all day long. And I remember even being in the clinic, how it was like, I was like looking at myself and I just need a little bit more filler here,
Right.
or a little bit, and so like pretty soon you start getting more and more and more and more. It's, it happens quick. But because you're around it all day long. So being able to offer what you have to your employees is the first step. And that is the simplest way to get started in helping them live a more healthy lifestyle. And I think that is the foundation to everything that we could do as far as leading by example. Like, we're going to give you what you need to succeed here.
Absolutely. When it comes down to it, guys, the most important concept of this entire talk is really just caring about your fucking staff. That's really what it is. And there is no negative effects of caring about their fitness and their health, them taking care of themselves, what they put in their bodies, etc. There is nothing wrong with helping that out and making that healthier, making that easier to go to the gym. There's absolutely fucking zero things negative about that. And so remember, when you are trying to take care of your staff and show that you care for your staff, health and wellness, that's part of it, 100%. And it's going to benefit you because, like we said, less sick days, they're healthier, they're going to have better clarity of mind, they're going to work harder, they're going to be more upbeat every single day, because all those things combined with exercise, exercise creates all those things.
And they're going to sell more.
They're going to create
more revenue for your business.
They're 100% going to be more efficient. They're going to sell twice as much if they're healthy, they're clear, they're on top of it, their vitamins, their hormones, everything, and they're looking good, and they look good, feel good, play good. They're going to do more for you, so you should focus on that because it is going to help you out as a business owner.
So good. Where can people find you if they want more insight and all of the resources that you have?
So that's all we have for you today, guys. Thanks for listening. You can find us at dralexspinoso.com. I also have, free courses on there. We are also launching a medical mastermind. It's going to be people only for, it's going to be for only people who run medical businesses or want to run medical businesses. We're creating a medical mastermind because I've seen what's out there and it is just a steaming pile of dog shit. A bunch of people who work in their clinic 9 to 5, barely making any money, teaching other people how to make money. We're not going to do that. I'm going to help you guys make all the money that you want in the medical field. We're going to scale. We're going to talk about mindset. My business partner in that, Vaughn Kohler, is probably one of the world's most foremost mindset coaches. He coaches billionaires and multi-billionaires on their mindset, helps them out with everything. So we're going to have that. You can always find me on Instagram, Dr. Alex Spinoso. And Amanda, where can they find you?
My website's the best place, amandamaibeauty.com. You can find all my social and all the other links and things there.
Beautiful. So guys, that's it. If this helped you, please share it, like it. We'll see you next time.